Have you ever wondered why life feels like it's lost its flavor? Why we wake up in the middle of the night absolutely restless? Why we're always pursuing that next thing, thinking that if I can just get that, that's going to be the one that makes everything okay? Why we sometimes feel like we don't even know what our calling or our purpose is? I think one of the key reasons that we experience that is because we were made for adventure. It's built into us. It's actually the reason why pretty much every one of us as a guy loves the idea of a cowboy. You wake up somewhere new every single day, sleeping on the dirt, building a campfire, cooking your food right in front of you, jumping on a horse, getting the girl and riding off into the sunset to who knows what's coming up next. Unfortunately, we don't find nearly enough of it in our lives. We live in here concrete jungle lives where we wake up in a comfortable bed, we get into a comfortable car that probably has heated, cooled, and if you're really lucky, even massaged seats. You go to the office, you sit in your comfy chair, and then you do that all in reverse. We have these lives that are absolutely comfortable, but we're lacking everything else. We're bored, we lack purpose, we're seeking something more, but man, are we comfortable. However, that comfort does not replace the need that we have for risk, for adventure, for something new. So what happens when we don't get that adventure in our lives? When we're not getting the healthy type of adventure, it causes us to go and seek all of the negative adventure that feels like the real thing, but really is robbing us of the exact thing that we are seeking. We turn to pornography, we turn to drugs, we turn to social media, we turn to smoking, we turn to drugs, we turn to a 14-hour workday, thinking that if we just put in a little bit more time, it'll unlock that thing that we've been desiring so much in our hearts. We have obsessions with cars, with the gym, even something like working out that is obviously a good thing for us can take the place of the good adventure that we can be seeking by allowing it to become an idol and something that's actually robbing us of all of the fullness that we are desiring in our lives. Am I hitting too close to home for anyone else but me? Meanwhile, our kids, our wives, our friends are dying to see us come alive. So what is adventure? It can honestly be so simple. It's anything that you do that has an unknown outcome. Today, when you're on your way home from work, turn right at a stoplight instead of going straight on your normal way home. Navigate your way through finding the way back to your house and just recognize the little spark of joy that you feel while doing that. It could be that you change up a workout routine at the gym and do something just ever so slightly different, but the sense of adventure that gets created inside of you from a simple act like that is going to ward off the desire that you may have that night to go and have an extra drink because you feel like that's going to be the thing that ignites you and fires you up. But adventure can also be epic. Years ago, I went on a climbing trip up to Yosemite. At the beginning of the trip, we were getting ready to climb, and I felt in my heart that there was no way we should be going up as late as we were. But we went up anyway. It wasn't but just 2 pitches in, 250 feet off the ground, when my partner fell. And not only did he fall, he fell hard, ripped his arm open. They call it decking, where you land flat on your back. Immediately in that moment, I thought to myself, I learned a lesson today. You trust your gut when you're in a situation like that. But since we were already 250 feet in, we actually kept going. We wound up sleeping on a cliff that night. Now that's something that was terrifying to me if you would have asked me about it even just hours earlier. Not only did I sleep on that cliff, you got bodily functions that need to be taken care of in the middle of the night as well, and you wind up doing things that moments earlier were extremely uncomfortable. But I learned that day that I was actually capable of doing wild and adventurous things that allowed me to come alive in a way that I had never experienced before. Eventually, we make our way to the top, climbing through the night. And as I climbed through the night, my headlamp would illuminate just the rock that was right ahead of me. I could look below me and be terrified of the fall, look ahead of me at how much further we had to go, but instead, that headlamp kept me focused on exactly what was important in that moment. So I learned that day, 1, trust my gut. 2, be willing to do adventurous, out there things, because those were the things that made me come alive more so than anything I had ever experienced in my life. I also learned to stay focused on the things that needed to get done right before my eyes, to not be overwhelmed or overcome by my past or how immense the thing that is ahead of me and how scary and big it may seem in that moment, that really what I need to focus on is the thing that's right in front of my eyes. I couldn't have learned any one of those lessons in a book. The only way that I could have learned those is by being out there, by living those experiences and having those adventures on that particular day. I believe that we as men need to get out of our own heads and out of our normal spaces. We need to get out there and seek adventure. It teaches us that life is so much bigger than just us. There's a world out there that will remind us that we are not the star of this story. When we partner with that, it also puts us into the quiet places that give us permission to just hear from the Lord and understand from Him the important lessons that He wants us to learn. And last but not least, those lessons that we learn out there can only be learned when you're seeking adventure, when you're out there in the wild, when you're actually confronted with the fact that there's more in life than just the things that we are doing every single day just to keep the lights on. Ultimately, this is how Jesus lived. Whenever He had something important that He was about to do, He would retreat into the quiet places. He would be gone sometimes for over a month while His disciples sat there and thought, where in the world is this guy? But you know where He was? He was out there. He was experiencing exactly what's available to us now if we want to model a life that is a life like the one that He lived. So today, I want to challenge you. Pick one thing. Doesn't have to be something immense like going and climbing a rock face in Yosemite. It can be something so small, but challenge yourself to do different, to live an out there life, to seek a mini to a major adventure, something that's going to unlock the fire that's inside of your heart and give you permission to step into newness for your fatherhood, for your marriage, and for your brotherhood to the people that are around you, and just see how much it makes you come alive. Stay out there.